What? Like, who is this? Who is this guy? What is going on YouTube? I was doing some research for my recap video. Just going to react. I was going to react to this episode, an insane episode. But you know what? I figured since the show is not coming back for another couple weeks, they're taking another hiatus. It's ridiculous. So they won't be back until I believe August 10th, which is the same night Supergirl returns. So now that the Flash is over, um, Superman and Stargirl will be coming back August 10th with episode 14. This will be the penultimate episode, August 10th. And we're going to see what in the world this is about. What is going on? What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to SIBZ, West Coast, East Coast Siblings, where my sister and I break down your favorite movies and TV shows. What just happened? We're going to talk about it all. We'll react to it, guys. Hit me up in this live chat here, and I'll be talking to you guys, answering the questions. We're going to do some Google research because what we knew up to this point was that Morgan Edge, a.k.a. Tal, was Kryptonian. But all Kryptonians, as far as I know, have a weakness to kryptonite in most forms. At least it has some sort of effect. Not the case. Tal was able to channel something. He says, "Goodbye, Father," after having a flashback of when he threw the crystal away in his Fortress of Solitude, which was in the sand dunes and in the canyons. And then he's in the kryptonite box. He says, "Goodbye, Father." We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about this episode, okay? We'll get to the big, exciting stuff. Click the like button, guys, while you're here. Subscribe, click the bell. You know what to do. All right, so I'm sorry. My mind is still just boggled by this. But let's talk about what happens in this episode. So we're dealing with the aftermath of last week. Still, the Lang family, Lana and Kyle and their daughter Sarah, are thinking about moving away from Smallville just because they can't catch a break. Nobody trusts them. Nobody likes them. Nobody believes them. He can't find any work, etc. And so he's thinking about just leaving town. Oh, you know what? Let me change the thumbnail so that people can see what we're up to right now. They were thinking about leaving. I think that's going to end up happening. I mean, there's only 2 episodes left, so who's to say? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. See, I've got... Let's see. Got to change the settings here. So who knows if they're going to end up staying or if they're going to leave. I would think that they're going to end up leaving. But that's neither here nor there. Another thing that happens is Jonathan skips school in order to talk to this girl that he sees at school. She's obviously using him to get information. So she's got sinister motives. They're going to find that out later. There are only 2 episodes left, so they're going to find it out at some point. But man, oh my gosh, my mind is just like racing because of what happened. Okay, so Superman and you know what? Superman and Lois is just continuing to elevate in a way that none of these other CW shows are really doing. Week to week, it raises the scale. It beats what every other CW superhero show is doing. And they certainly didn't disappoint tonight in an episode that, it was kind of slow. And that was fine because we were dealing with a lot of action in the previous episode, right? There was a lot of action. And they were kind of coming down from it, kind of ebb and flow, that kind of thing. So I wasn't expecting anything super action-packed. But by the end of it, when we're looking at this dude, if you can see that they're absorbing solar energy. This dude, okay, base value, right? This dude is going to be more powerful than Superman. Hard to say, because typically, guys, Superman is as powerful as he needs to be. As powerful as the story demands, that's how powerful Superman's going to be. Also, guys, hit me up in the chat. But this dude just shook off kryptonite at will. He unlocked something in his mind. They gave him blue eyes. Blue laser eyes. Typically, we see red or white with Kryptonians, like if they're super powered, and that's just because of solar energy that's so bright red that it just appears white. We got blue lasers here. Supergirl has had blue laser vision as well. Blue laser eyes, okay, shakes off all this kryptonite and goes to the sun and begins absorbing it. Superman's going to have to find something to upgrade himself with. I hope they don't do a whole like team up thing where he can't do it on his own and he just needs somebody to help him and he gets John Henry Irons, even though I do think John Henry Irons is going to help in the end. This is a good villain for Superman, especially because you think Zod, Doomsday, they're like Superman's most powerful enemies more times than not. Some people want to say Lex Luthor, but it's just a brains versus brawn thing. I'm talking about people who can go toe-to-toe match him punch for punch. It's those two. But they were precursors in this season. Are you getting this? They were just the appetizer. Whoever this tall dude is, and let's because I was going to do some research before I did the reaction episode. I figured I might as well do it with you guys. And hit me up in the comments if you know who this guy is. Morgan Edge with this immunity to kryptonite. Because it's I mean they're treading on unprecedented water. I think we've never seen, to my knowledge, and you know I may have to grab some of the old comics. Maybe I'm forgetting some stuff. You can't just shake off kryptonite like that. Maybe they should have hit him with X kryptonite or something. He had a blue energy blast, knocked all the kryptonite and all the glass container stuff out of the way and just said deuces. And he had this awesome shot where he was coming up into the camera. I got a picture of it for the thumbnail, but it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best shot, but it still looks insane. This dude looks bad. He looks sick. I mean, honestly, if you guys agree, hit the like button. But yeah, and so then he begins sucking up all this solar energy. The rest of the episode was, I think, not really important. We had some stuff going on with Lois. Basically, what we saw from the previews last time is Superman was saying, you know, I like not having to hold anything back. I like having the ability to let go and you know, because Superman's character, he's always holding back. He's never giving his full strength because he would kill somebody. Well, when he was mind controlled in the last episode, he didn't have to do that at all. But there's a little bit of an inconsistency there, guys, because if he was not holding back at all, he couldn't beat Steel. Superman not holding back at all couldn't beat John Henry Irons. It doesn't make any sense. He wasn't holding back. He was under mind control. Let's be honest. One punch from the Kryptonian, one punch from Superman not holding back would have knocked John Henry Irons' head off, clean off, and probably destroyed the entire planet while at it, just because of the physics of how hard he would have punched him. So Superman saying, yeah, I wasn't holding back and all that. Okay, Supes, we'll take your word for it. But you still ended up on the ground, and John Henry Irons had to decide not to kill him. So, you know, there's that. But besides that, that was pretty much just recap from what happened in the last episode, even with Kyle and Lana and Sarah dealing with whether they're going to leave Smallville or not. Jordan ended up basically in jail, like Jonathan skipping school. Their whole family is falling apart. And the big question becomes, Superman decides to tell General Lane to keep the 7334, or what is it? 7344? Hell. It's hell. So what is that upside down? 7734, right? So the 4 is the H, 3 is, yeah, you get it. The 7, I just said it. 7734 protocol, which are all the weapons that are designed to kill Superman. I got some more shots here. I'll show you. More of Edge just absorbing massive amounts of radiation. That's the same one you see there. Let's go to this one. It's pretty much the same thing. Anyway, so he tells them to keep these weapons, and they have this whole back and forth. And I understand. And Lois makes a great point. By the way, she's starting to be a standout. She's starting to be a standout in this show. She's had some great moments here in terms of acting and her acting ability. Let's move the camera a little bit. Yeah, so she's done really well. But she's like explaining, I don't like the idea of people having weapons to kill my husband. But here's the problem. Look at basically every military, like them or not, every law enforcement agency, like them or not, they're all there to physically and sometimes forcefully restrain people when they get out of control. So you have a problem with your husband being able to be controlled and restrained. We're getting into some weird territory here about whether Superman should be a god on Earth. And Superman obviously doesn't believe that. He believes that, it should be all the people's decision, and, there should be enforcement equally distributed amongst everybody else. Well, everybody else has somebody who can keep them in check. And Lois doesn't seem to want that for Superman. Now, Superman's character traditionally, he's always super good. Like he's never had an issue with turning to the dark side or being evil or anything like that. Well, he has, but you know what I mean. Typically, that's his character is really good. But yeah, so that's kind of the dilemma that they're dealing with now. But Morgan Edge, man, he has been the most dynamic villain that I have probably. I don't want to I want to calm down. I want to come down off cloud nine right now from just this episode and what it sets up and what it establishes. But he's probably the most dynamic Superman villain that I've seen in a long, long, long time. Think about Edge's origin. He started out as this unknown random person buying up land in Smallville, right? He wanted access to the Schuster mines. He got exclusive rights to dig there and to mine out the ex-kryptonite. From a mogul, like a business guy, he turns into a Kryptonian, right? We see him as or a supervillain, not just a businessman, but a supervillain, okay, who knows different things and is trying to create an army of Kryptonians. From there, he's revealed as a Kryptonian in power and strength and in might, just like Supes. Let's get some other images besides Morgan. That's a crappy one. There we go. We got some Superman here. We got to dim the screen. He's shown to be just as powerful, well, nearly as powerful. Who's ever really as powerful as Superman? So Morgan Edge goes from mogul buying up land to supervillain to Kryptonian supervillain to now something else. We don't even really know what. Talk about having a dynamic villain. Let's see. Sorry, I'm seeing some of the comments here. Let's see. Hi, good night. How are you? Hello. Welcome to the show. Leave your comments down below. What did you think of the episode? And certainly, what did you think of that ending? That was absolutely insane. So this guy goes from being a nobody to being a villain, the likes of which we've never seen. And guys, honestly, let me know in the comments. This is somebody who could beat Superman. I mean, I feel stupid saying that because after over 75 years of Superman, of course they're not going to beat Superman. And we know the story. We know that Superman's going to end up winning. But this is certainly one of the most refreshing and daunting challenges that Superman has ever faced. And this is not even a young Superman. He's nearly 40 years old. So he's kind of Superman in his prime right now. He started around 30, 33. And, now he's 40. He's been in the game almost a decade, like 7 years. So this is nearly full-strength Superman. Facing off against somebody who can shake off kryptonite at will just with a brain, whatever he did. He said, "Bye, father." And I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. He had the flashback of him talking to his father in his Fortress of Solitude. They get into an argument. He says, "You never told me Clark was my brother," right? And, they make it known. His father says, "Look, my way is the only way. And if you don't do this way, it's not going to happen." So they seem to be at odds. But then he keeps hearing that dialogue from his father in his head saying, "Complete the mission you were sent for." I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But continue in what you were sent here to do. But it seems like he had failed in what he was sent there to do. Edge had already been defeated. And it seemed like his plan for creating a Kryptonian army was already foiled at that point. But there's another plan. And was the failure of the first plan part of his plan from the beginning? These are the questions we have to ask now because he seems undaunted by the whole situation. And then finally, in the kryptonite box, he says, "Goodbye, father." Okay. Eyes go blue. I think we went to commercial after that. Then after that, military comes in because Morgan Edge has flatlined, basically. They're getting no vitals off of him. Is he being possessed? Is his father coming back? Did his father possess him? Is this Zod again? I don't think they should do Zod again because we've seen Zod a million times even, in this show. Flatlines. Then blue eyes again. All the military backs up, gets ready to fight. They crank up that kryptonite max. They totally max it out. Unfazed. When have we seen this? When have we seen Kryptonite completely not affect a Kryptonian. It's in the name. Maybe they needed another variant of it. Gold kryptonite, perhaps. Something more potent. Maybe they and this is weird. Like, they should have had some red solar stuff going on there too. You're housing a Kryptonian. Superman should have known. You want some different options to go after them. Heck, maybe even a magic user in the vicinity or on call on speed dial. Because he shook off the green kryptonite, the regular form kryptonite, regular strength kryptonite. Breaks open the containment unit. Everybody goes flying back with a blue energy burst. Since when do Kryptonians in traditional stories have any kind of energy projection besides like laser vision? Okay, that's energy projection. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm talking coming out your hands and blast. Okay, well, they did add the supernova blast to Superman in recent memories. I'm not making myself look good here. You know what I mean. That's all solar based. Is this blue solar energy? I don't know. It didn't come off like that. Let me know in the comments. Did you think that it was blue solar energy that he was using? Remember, in this containment field, he had no access to any sunlight. It was completely dark. The only source of light was kryptonite. How did he get juiced with whatever that energy source was? He had enough of it to blast them all out. And then typically when Superman is doused with such incredible amounts of Kryptonian radiation, he has to recharge via the sun in order to be able to do such a draining power like fly, use laser vision. He usually gets his strength on his own without, not like super strength, but he could knock out a man easily just with the absence of kryptonite radiation. But for other powers like flight, some elements of super speed and laser vision, he needs to get sunlight. Did you see what happened? Pay attention. He did not have any access to sunlight. He just flew right out the containment and busted through the ceiling. He didn't even spend time to kill the soldiers. So what is so that's the question. What is the mission? Because it seems like Morgan Edge pre-Green Box, we'll call it the Green Box event, before that, his mission was to destroy human beings with his kryptonite army. He had no problem killing people, and he probably would have killed those soldiers pre-Green Box. Now it seems like his mission is above that and beyond that. One thing I will say that I thought when I first saw this happening, I thought that it was Dr. Manhattan. That would have been totally overboard. We've never really seen Dr. Manhattan. But this would be the show to do it, even though they didn't give us Green Lantern like we wanted. We saw John Diggle. His cameo was okay. It was nice to see him. Great character. I thought we would at least see some green light or a ring or something like that. Didn't see that. I thought it could have been Dr. Manhattan just by the nature of the blue energy because, again, it didn't come off as solar. So then he's Audi 5000. Doesn't even pay attention to the guards. He leaves. He goes directly to the sun. Superman shows up later. So I don't know if they radioed him in. I think they did. I got to check my show notes. I don't know if they radioed him in, but he shows up. He probably heard the breach of the containment field or whatever. He probably has his ears just kind of subconsciously tuned into that frequency of maybe General Lane or something like that, because Edge didn't even say anything. Well, he said, "Bye, Father." That was the last thing he said. Anyway, I digress. Superman shows up later. Edge is gone. Superman says, "Where did he go?" He could have used supervision. Anyway, I digress. Goes to the sun, and that's the images that you're seeing right here, right now on the screens here. Goes to the sun, begins draining the sun of its solar energy. Let me see. I don't think I have that image. I don't have that image as nicely as I wanted it. I have this image here from the preview of next week of Superman and Lois embracing. Lois is crying. There are 2 episodes left. Did somebody die? Predictions. Well, it obviously wasn't Superman. Let me know your predictions in the comments because I'm chatting it up with you guys live here. You can see my screen right there, so I can see your comments. Best comments will get put on the screen so we can all discuss it. We can all see it. Anyway, this is a preview that's a shot from next week. So he goes to the sun and begins draining the sun. Typically when we see a Kryptonian, and again, this is my theory, that is he even Kryptonian? I should change the thumbnail to not who is he, but what is he? Typically when we see Superman and other Kryptonians absorbing solar radiation, it does not come off in beams, like almost like a magnet, like a magnetic field draining the sun. Let's see. I have some of those. Let's see. Right there, I guess, is kind of a, you can see it, like going into his hands and other parts of his body. They're like magnetically being pulled into his different his limbs. That typically doesn't happen with Kryptonians when they're getting solar energy. So is this another creature? Is this another type of being? The last thing that was said in this episode is that he is the reason that Krypton was destroyed. What? What? Okay. So traditionally, in the Superman mythos and Superman comics, Krypton was destroyed because it exploded. Okay. It was near an old red star that was keeping all of the Kryptonians' powers in check. Obviously, I think it was like the death of maybe their solar system. Something happened like that, but it was never caused by a person necessarily. There were other versions where they said, oh, it was caused by like basically the equivalent of global warming, but on Krypton. Like they had just used up all of Krypton's natural resources and stuff like that. I think they even alluded to a similar origin story in the Man of Steel movie from Zack Snyder. Never have we seen really this caused by a person, a singular person. But here in this episode, in the last frames, it said that he is what caused the death of Krypton. He's got to be something else. Going to the discussion that he had with his father for the last time before he said, bye, father, and went all Dr. Manhattan crazy, he said that, well, and I don't want to misinterpret what he said here, but he said that Clark is my, or basically Kal is my brother of the House of L. This speaks of basic origins, like father and mother type of stuff like this. What caused Krypton to be destroyed happened centuries, and the beginnings of that, the cause of that, happened centuries before Kal, Tal, even probably Jor-El were even born. So there's some, I don't know if the timeline is going to be corrected here, if they're going to make sense of all this, because this guy, Tal, here, would have to be ancient in order to be the cause of the death of Krypton. Did he accelerate the cause of Krypton? And again, like I don't want to read too much into what the last bit of dialogue was there. Hit me up in the comments what you guys think of what Tal is, because in my opinion at this point, based on what I've read from comics traditionally and what I'm seeing in him, I don't think he's Kryptonian, or he's not just Kryptonian. Now, we have seen, let me correct myself as my mind is like scanning through every comic that I've read. Sometimes the death of Krypton was attributed to a person. That person was Brainiac, if you even want to call it a person, because it was a robot, a sentient robot, right? So it has happened before where a person has caused the death of Krypton, it being namely Brainiac. But Brainiac is ancient. Brainiac was there so long ago. Yes, he could have began planting, trying to get the right tense, planting the seeds for the eventual destruction of Krypton. Yeah. So that's happened before. But never a Kryptonian. A Kryptonian has never singularly been, let me just adjust the camera here. A Kryptonian has never singularly held the blame for causing the destruction of Krypton. So, looking at next week's episode and what we get here, I think it's going to be the calm before the storm type of situation. From the previews we saw, I got some screenshots here. I'll show you guys. You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Do all the YouTube stuff if you want to support what I'm doing here. I really do appreciate it. Reacting to your favorite movies and TV shows. From some of the previews that we got, let me just see if I can pull up the trailer. I don't want to get copyright stricken. I've been stricken. You know what? We're not going to do that because the live stream just froze as soon as I tried to do something. Hopefully, I didn't freeze on you guys then. But I got an image right here. You get the gist of it. While they were previewing what was going on, she's probably crying because of something that happens to Jordan or John. Possibly the death of her father, even. Now, I feel like if they had cut the episode before, no, they couldn't have done that. I was going to say if they had cut the episode before Tall blasted out the ceiling and went to the sun, they could have cut it right there, and that would have helped us think more that maybe General Lane was killed. Because he could have killed all those soldiers, but he left them alone. He left General Lane alone, and again, that speaks to his somehow greater purpose now, going to Super Saiyan charge up to kick the mess out of Cal, if that's even possible, because he's Superman. Anyway, so it could be reacting to the death of General Lane or the injury of two of the sons. Now, I will give you a little insight into the season finale, guys. The last episode of the season is called The Last Sons of Krypton. I don't want to read too much into it. It could mean, sons is plural, so it could mean all three of them. Could mean all three of them. Could mean something happens to Superman and he's, MIA for a while. Not KIA, but MIA for sure. And the two boys are the last sons of Krypton in the eyes of the world. Because we know Morgan's going to be coming after Clark. Morgan's going to be coming straight after him to kill him. And all this charging up. You got to do that. Let's be honest. It's Superman. You got to do all that to kill Superman. You got to go all blue eyes, Super Saiyan, energy blasting, sun soaking, beast mode, kryptonite shrugging, in order to fight Superman and actually have a chance of winning. This is some kind of doomsday level stuff that I'm seeing. Again, we don't know how resistant he is to damage. But what does this do? Guys, let's talk about the bigger implications of what this just meant, of what this scene just meant. He shrugged off kryptonite. What does that mean? That the 7734 or the 4377 plan, basically the Hell weapons, are pretty much non-effective on him at this point. Any kryptonite-based weapon, I'm not going to give a shot in these last two episodes because it did not even affect him. They turned it to max. He sat there cool as a cucumber. So the weapons aren't going to work anymore. Now, the Red Sun rocket, the Red Solar rocket possessed by John Henry Irons, could that do something? Possibly. Now that the kryptonite stuff basically doesn't work. Maybe some XK, some X kryptonite, the yellow form of kryptonite, gold kryptonite, if you will. Maybe that could do it. I would say he's immune to all forms of kryptonite right now. I don't know how he unlocked this. And it makes me think that it was part of the plan all along. Because why didn't he do that the first time? Because he got his butt kicked by Superman. Anyway, Superman and John Henry, right? They put him in custody. He could have certainly unleashed that, but maybe he was still trying to honor what his father wanted and all that kind of stuff. But he really wasn't. Because Tal's father didn't want him to go after Cal in the beginning, in the first place. So he did that in defiance of his father anyway. So I don't think he was just trying to honor his father's wishes. The first time, once he saw that didn't work, he said, "Goodbye, father," and decided to go his own way. Maybe, and because it's really up in the air, I don't know, and let me know in the comments what your predictions are. Maybe they experimented on him. You know what I'm saying? We do know that he was a prisoner most of his his young life. After crash landing, remember they took him into custody and he was observed, maybe experimented on. Maybe they did something to his genes, because this dude ain't Kryptonian. I'm sorry. At least not fully Kryptonian. But again, let me know what you think in the comments about where his origins are from. And this is weird because I at least fancied myself an extreme Superman fan. I even got the stone thing right here. I got a thing. Where's he at? Where you at, bro? Superman, Santa Superman. That's a little lame, honestly. That's a little lame. But it's Superman. Anyway, but yeah, I'm thinking of every comic that I've read, and this is uncharted territory to say the least. So yeah, I'm not gonna milk it, but yeah, Superman is going after Edge, and maybe he's gonna need some help. I hope they don't go that route. And let me say this one word: Flash. Okay, that's the route that they went. You notice how Arrow, when they started kind of going down, they got rid of a lot of Team Arrow, kind of went back to basics. It started getting a little better. Flash doesn't seem to get the memo. They keep doing the Team Flash thing. If you guys were watching the last episode, Sid and I reacted to the Flash. It's really bad. It's really bad when you take a hero, especially it would be horrible in this instance. Do you know the backlash? If you take the greatest superhero of all time, the greatest superhero, most famous superhero ever created, and facing one of his biggest threats that we've ever seen, because the writing is just that good in this show. I mean, am I crazy? It is. It really is. And then he can't beat the villain. That would be a problem. I'm just saying, that would be a problem for me. Usually, Superman, even with Doomsday, right? The most powerful villain, you could argue, besides Darkseid, that Superman has ever faced. Superman killed Doomsday. Superman killed Doomsday on his own. No one on Earth could help him. Now, he did that at the cost of his own life, but Superman put him down. Stories with Darkseid, okay? There's been times where the rest of the league, read your comics now, has been down for the count. KO, right? Superman has put down Darkseid. Put him down for the count. So if they play some nonsense with this, which is still one of the best Superman shows adaptations that I've ever seen, in terms of story, in terms of quality, in terms of score, in terms of direction, in terms of characters and villains and all that. If they take one of these great masterpieces of Superman work and they weaken him in the end, that is the one thing that will really turn me off to this series. It's not going to ruin the whole thing for me because I think it's been too great of a series. I was about to say a series because I was going to say a show and a series, and you mixed them up. Anyway, it's been too good of a show for me to say that it ruins the whole thing. But what we want to see, I think, as fans, let me know in the comments, obviously, as always. We want to see Superman be Superman. We want to see Superman at his best. We want to see Superman do what we're like, okay, can Superman even really do that? And for those of us trying to be realistic and say, well, Superman couldn't really do that. Guys, it's not realistic. The dude can fly and, like, bullets bounce off his chest. So, I mean, we're already in story mode. So why not take it to the max? Why not let Superman be everything that he can be? Be as strong as he needs to be. People always say that Superman's as strong as he needs to be. Let him do that. And let him beat this villain. I don't even know if we should call him Morgan Edge anymore. Because his human persona, like I said, way back when he was trying to buy the Schuster mines to mine Kryptonite X, those days are over. This dude is something else. He's someone else. He's something else. Okay, before I get too crazy, what do you guys think of the next episode? Let me know in the comments. I'll be chatting it up with you guys all week. They're taking, just PSA, Superman is not coming back for a couple of weeks. They will be back August 10th with Stargirl. Flash is over. They had their last episode tonight, and Stargirl will be taking over that slot at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, August 10th. Okay? So I'll be covering Stargirl as well. The first season was pretty good. That show is coming over from DC Universe, so it's in its second season. You didn't see it if you were watching CW because it wasn't on the CW. But now it's moving over to there. I feel like they could have made that an HBO Max series. It was kind of good enough, just like Titans. Titans isn't moving to the CW. But they're trying to just spread out their properties, whatever. So CW is going to get Stargirl August 10th, and then Superman will be back at 9 p.m. August 10th. So be there, be square. We'll use this video, guys, as just a place to chat and continue to throw our theories around to figure out what's going to happen. Because whatever it is, it's going to be lit. And I don't know, guys, share the video. There's not a lot of fanfare and a lot of talk for this show. It does not get the respect that it deserves. This is one of the best shows on TV, period. I would say top 3 television shows currently airing right now. Number 1 in terms of superheroes. Number 1, unapologetically number 1. If you agree, guys, hit the like button and share the video with your friends or with whoever you think might enjoy it. It really helps out the channel, tells the algorithm, hey, look, we're a community, help us grow the community and stuff like that. Also, if you're into tech and video games, I have my second channel, the Lataquente Ledger, where I do tech shows. The Granite Geek Show is my show, and I cover all your favorite tech and video games there. Subscribe and click the bell. As far as our schedule coming up, Loki just ended. If you watched that, my finale video for that is out. You got to deal with like The Bachelorette and Gossip Girl right now. Sydney's covering those shows. If you're into those kind of shows, we cover everything from Gossip Girl to Loki. So really, it's a good time, and you guys are going to enjoy it. We certainly enjoy chatting it up with you guys every week on our favorite shows. A ton of stuff coming in August. See season 2 for those of my old school subscribers. Those of you guys who have been here from like year 1, a couple months in. We did See season 1 on Apple TV with Jason Momoa. Season 2 is coming in August 22nd. 2 shows coming on August 10th, Supergirl and Superman. And then Suicide Squad is coming out August 6th. Also this weekend, guys, stick around. If you're thinking about what to go see in the theaters, I'm going to do a double feature this weekend. I'm going to watch Old from M. Night Shyamalan. I'm also going to go see Snake Eyes because I'm a huge G.I. Joe fan. A huge Snake Eyes fan. I was a little upset that, we see his face so much because that's kind of against his character. I'm not going to get into that. You guys are here for Superman. But ton of stuff coming up this weekend and next. So guys, really hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next episode. If any trailers or anything comes out, guys, just hit me up. Hit me up with a comment on this video or whatever. Say, there's a new trailer. Can you react or whatever? And I will do that. My Titan season 3 trailer is going to be right here. You guys can't see it because we're live right now, and I'll put it up later. Titan season 3. You can click my reaction video of that right now. And then also, what else do I want you guys? Something Marvel over here. We gotta share the love, DC and Marvel, even though DC is my favorite. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. I keep rambling. I will see you guys in the next.